Most people celebrate Mother's Day the same way every year, right? You buy the flowers, you grab a card from the grocery store, maybe you take mom out to brunch.
But what if I told you there's a completely different way to approach it? What if Mother's Day could actually mean something more?
Yes, and welcome back to Midlife Unfiltered. Hi, I'm Alice from Primate Life.
Hi, I'm Jenny from Midlife Clover Community.
Today, we want to talk about motherhood, womanhood, and what it really means to show up for the woman in our life.
Let's start with something that might feel a little bit uncomfortable. Mother's Day has been boxed into one definition for way too long. When we think of Mother's Day, we automatically think of biological mothers. And of course, that's important. But here's the thing, that's only part of the story. And honestly, it's leaving a lot of women out in the cold.
Yes, and according to a 2023 Pew Research study, 23% of women are childless by choice, and another 15% are unable to have children. So that's nearly 40% of women whose relationship to motherhood is completely different from what the traditional narrative tells us. Yet, Mother's Day marketing, Mother's Day messaging, Mother's Day everything almost always centers on biological mothers. It's like we have decided there's only one way to be a woman who matters on this day, and that's just not true.
The real meaning of Mother's Day isn't about who gave birth. It's about honoring the woman who showed up, who nurture, who guide, and who care for the people and things they love. And that looks completely different for every woman. So let's actually talk about what that means in real life.
Yes. So, Jenny, I'm going to start with you because you're a mom. And I believe motherhood is so much more than what people see from the outside. So, what is one thing you do every single day that nobody really talks about?
If I'm being honest, is the thinking. The constant thinking that never really stops. Every
Mm.
single day, I wake up already running through a mental checklist. My children's schedule, their emotions, what they might be going through that they are not saying out loud. I think about my husband, the home, my parents in law, my parents, and the business, the people I'm responsible for. It's not just about doing things, it's about anticipating the needs before they even arise. There are moments when I'm working, but a part of my mind is still with all this, wondering if they are okay, if they are coping well, if I have said the right things to guide them. And the truth is, nobody really sees that. They see the outcomes, the meals, the achievement, the routines, the smile. But they don't see the silent decision behind everything, the emotional balancing, the quiet sacrifices, the times I put myself last, not because I have to, but because I choose to. Motherhood, for me, isn't just about raising children, it's about holding the space for my family, for my work, for the people I care about, and still find strength to keep everything going every day.
The American Psychology Association did a study that found mothers perform on average of 14 hours of unpaid labor per week, just managing household tasks and childcare coordination. So that is almost like two full-time jobs. And here's the kicker. That's just the visible work. That's just the stuff you can point to and say, I did that today.
But the real invisible labor, that's the mental load. The hardest part of motherhood isn't the moment people sees on Instagram. It's the constant invisible working of holding everything together.
And yes, so here's what I want to say directly to every mother watching this right now. Your invisible work counts. The mental load you carry matters. It matters more than you probably think it does. And on Mother's Day, you deserve recognition, not just for what you do, but for who you are beneath all of it. You deserve to be seen, not just for your productivity or your sacrifice, but for your humanity.
Alice, you're
Mm,
not a biological mother, but
no.
you nurture people in your life too. Tell us what it looks like for you.
Yes, I'm not a biological mother, and not being a mother in my own right is partly due to a medical condition and also partly is my own personal choice. When I was trying to get pregnant in my late 30s, I discovered that I had a condition that made it difficult to conceive. Sometimes life has its own plans. And after my divorce in my early 40s, I came to a place where I chose not to pursue having children at that stage of my life. That said, I had never felt a lack of children in my world. Growing up, my mom used to work as a nanny, and I was very much her little assistant. So, being around children from such a young age taught me how to care for them naturally and intuitively. And today, I'm surrounded by children. My nephews, who are aged 25, 23, 6, and the youngest, just 7 months old. And I'm very close to them, which I treasure deeply. And I also have a godson. And my partner, he has a daughter. So I have a daughter as well. So, and from time to time, I will actually have conversations with them. And for the youngest one, actually, I will step into babysit, sometimes including overnight stays. So while I may not have children of my own, nurturing has always been a part of my life. And in many ways, my motherly side has been present and growing since I was young.
Thank you for sharing that, Alice, because what you just described, that's mothering.
That's
Maybe
true.
not in the traditional sense, but it is absolutely mothering. You showed up, you care,
Mhm.
and there's this assumption that if you're not a biological mother, you don't get to claim the nurturing part of yourself, which we need to stop calling it.
Yes, thanks for that, Jenny. And here's what the research actually shows us. A 2022 Gallup study found that 51% of women without children report being primary caregivers for someone else. So it could be a parent, a sibling, a friend, a mentee, a younger colleague. The nurturing role exists across all types of relationships. The capacity to care, to show up, to guide someone through something hard, that's not exclusive to mothers. That's human. That's what it means to be a woman who loves and supports the people around her.
And I want to say this clearly. If you're not a biological mother, you are allowed to celebrate yourself on Mother's Day, not because you're the mother in the traditional sense, but because you mother people in your own way. You showed up, you care, you make a difference in people's life, and that absolutely deserves to be celebrated.
Yes, that's very true. And now let's talk about something else because there is a quiet tension that happens around Mother's Day. By a 2023 survey by Care.com, 42% of women without children felt excluded or overlooked during Mother's Day. At the same time, 38% of mothers felt their efforts were underappreciated. So both groups are struggling, but in a different ways. One group feels invisible because they don't fit the traditional definition, and the other group feels like no matter what they do, it's never quite enough.
The tension isn't really about Mother's Day itself. It's about recognition. It is about feeling being seen and valued for who you are and what you contribute to the world. And right now, the way we celebrate Mother's Day makes it feels like there's only room for one version of that story. Like there's a limited amount of recognitions to go around, and we have to fight over it.
Yes, that is very true. So, what if that is not how it has to be? What if Mother's Day wasn't about competing definitions of who deserves to be celebrated? What if it was about honoring every woman who shows up, who cares, who makes a difference?
So let's actually talk about how celebrate Mother's Day in a way that honors every woman in our lives, not just the one who fit into a narrow definition.
Sounds good, Jenny. Stop assuming Mother's Day is only for mothers, but expand your definition of who you celebrate. Think about the woman in your life who nurture, support, guide, or care for you in any way. That's who you celebrate on Mother's Day. Your biological mother, yes, but also your mentor, your best friend, your sister, your grandmother, the woman at work who believed in you, the auntie who showed up when things got hard, all of them.
Love that. Step two is specific with your recognition. This is so important. Don't just say Happy Mother's Day. That's nice, but tell her exactly what she does that matters. Tell her what you see. Tell her specifically how she changed your life. Tell her the moment you realize she believes in you. makes her feel actually being seen, not just being acknowledged.
Yes, and also make it about her, not about the tradition. Forget the flowers and chocolate if that's not what she wants. Ask her what would actually feel meaningful. Ask her what she needs. Show up for her the way she wants to be shown up for, not the way greeting card companies tell you to show up for her.
So here's what we want to ask you. Who's the woman in your life that you want to celebrate this Mother's Day? It doesn't have to be your biological mother. It can be anyone. Tell us her name and tell us one thing she does make that a difference. We want to see women being recognized. We want to see the recognition expand beyond what we always thought Mother's Day should be.
So if you found this conversation valuable, please share it with someone who needs to hear it, or send it to the women in your life who might be struggling with what Mother's Day means for them, or send it to the mothers who feel like their work goes unnoticed, or even send to the women without children who wonder if they get to celebrate themselves too. This conversation is for all of them.
Mother's Day is coming. Make it count. Make it real. Make it about the woman who actually showed up for you. Thank you for watching and see you next week. Happy
Happy
Mother's
Mother's Day.